Uh, I mean, you can go ahead and start the roll call, and then hopefully by the time we get to, we'll have enough folks on there.
Sounds good, Chairman. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Mr. Rosado, the Hidalgo County Drainage District #1. Starting our Region 15 meeting. The time is 1:31 p.m. The date is June 28, 2023. I'll start off this afternoon with roll call. Chairman Garza.
Present.
Mr. Augusto Sanchez. Mr. Jose Hinojosa.
Present. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. I know Commissioner Fuentes was not able to log on, but he had a proxy, Mr. Saul Garcia.
I just talked to him.
Okay. Hopefully he signed on here soon.
Yeah.
Sonia
He
Lambert.
was,
Go ahead, Chairman.
he was having a little challenging time, logging in, but he's on there.
Perfect. Perfect. Ms. Sonia Lambert.
So I needed to reboot the.
Mr. Ernesto Rosales. Good to see you, sir.
Present.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Daniel Lucio just sent an email that he was going to be available today. He's out. Mr. Hudson Dewey. Hudson Dewey. Mr. Joey Trevino. Mr. Joey Trevino. Mr. Rene Estrada. He also was going to try to log on this afternoon. I spoke to him, but he's currently not on at this time. Mr. Joe Khalifa, he did send an email that he was not going to be available for today's meeting. Ms. Laura Haley.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Ms. Haley. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Ernesto Garcia. Mr. Ernesto Garcia. Mr. Raul Peña Jr. Raul Peña Jr. And Mr. Allen Moore also did send me a email, sir, that he was not going to be available. At this point, we do not have a quorum to proceed, Chairman.
Okay. We need two more.
We actually need
One more.
4 more, sir.
4.
We need 8 for a quorum. Mr. Deoy is on. Thank you, Mr. Deoy.
Yep. Hi.
Thank you, Hudson.
Now we need 3 more.
I've texted a couple, so. Who else? Was Sonia hasn't sent anything?
No, sir. Let me see. Let me check. No, what?
Let me text her very here.
Hold on, so let me confirm.
Good afternoon.
Is that Sonia?
Yes,
Yes,
she's
it
on.
is.
Thank you, Ms. Lambert.
Thank you, Sonia. Never mind my text.
Oh, just got it. I was having trouble logging in. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of that going on today.
I had to sign up to Zoom again for whatever reason. It wouldn't.
I really don't know what's going on. We had taken care of that on our end, and it's just having people
They
create.
updated their terms. They updated their terms, so that's why they're making you re-sign in.
Oh, okay.
Apologies.
I had to do the same.
I'm pretty bad with passwords, so that was the hiccup.
I'm gonna mute myself, Jaime. I'm gonna make a couple of calls real quick.
Yes, sir. Mr. Estrada, can you hear me okay, sir?
Yes, hi, everybody.
Thank you.
One more, right?
Yes, sir, one more. Then I'll do roll call for our non-voting, sir. I know Saul's trying to log in. I'm trying to help him on this end.
Yeah. It, Augusto's a voting member?
When you're not available, sir, he's on there.
Right, he's my proxy. I was gonna say, yeah, he's my proxy, so he's out of town, so he's. Okay.
Hello.
Christina, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect. We're waiting on one more voting member to log on, man, so we can start our meeting. They're having a little technical difficulty, so.
Yes.
Is there anyone else, Jaime, that we can reach?
That we can what, Chairman? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
That we reach out to that's not yet logged on, that has not said.
I got it. I got
There
it.
we are. Perfect. Mr. Saul Garcia is on as proxy
Okay.
for Commissioner Fuentes. Thank you, Saul.
Yeah, I had to create that login, man.
Yes, I'm sorry. Chairman, if I may, we do have quorum. If I may call out roll call for the non-voting members.
Please do.
Mr. Willie Cupid. Mr. Adrian Perez. Mr. David Ramirez.
Here.
Thank you, Mr. Ramirez. Mr. Manny Cruz. Mr. Manny Cruz.
He's in another meeting.
Okay, no problem, sir. Ms. Megan Ingram.
Present, thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Ms. Michelle Garcia. Mr. Nick Gallegos. Mr. Ramon Macias.
Present.
Welcome, sir. Thank you. Ms. Shonda Mace.
Sorry, I'm here.
Thank you, Ms. Mace. Ms. Kara Smith. Thank
Present, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. And Ms. Jamie McCool, but she's only if you're not available. That's correct, right, Ms. Smith?
Yes, that is correct.
Chairman, we're done with roll call. We're have quorum and ready to proceed, sir.
Okay, Jaime, have you received any written public comments? Item number,
Let me just confirm, sir. None received at this time.
thank you. Item number, discussion and action is appropriate in consider approval of the minutes from the previous meeting that we each got. Are there any additions, corrections, deletions that need to occur at this time? And if there aren't, is there someone that is to make a motion on it?
I move that we approve.
Thank you, Mr. Estrada. Is there a
second it.
second?
Joe, second
by
it.
Mr. Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 5 is discussion and action is appropriate for non-voting members. Jaime?
Chairman, just wanted to announce that we do have Ms. Judy Lucio on the line representing Texas Division of Emergency Management. She's replacing Mr. Brian Hertuck. Welcome, Ms. Lucio. I know she's on the line.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lucia, for joining us. Appreciate your presence. Anyone else?
Just wanted to update the committee, Chairman, that I have reached out to Mr. Juan Rodriguez, the Executive Director, for the pending representative that we have for Ms. Lupita Trinidad Ramos, which is the South Texas Development Council. We've reached out to him twice via email to send in a different representative, and Ms. Trinidad Ramos is no longer with them. We haven't received anything back. I'll continue to try that, Chairman, unless you direct me otherwise. But we have sent out two emails and one phone call, and I did speak to them, and they did say they would reply with a representative, but we have yet to receive anything, sir.
Just a reminder email would be fine, okay?
Will do, sir.
Okay. If that's all from non-voting discussion, we'll proceed to number 6. Discussion and action is appropriate for voting members' terms of office. And what we have done is we have 9 voting members right now that will be, we're going to draw terms for each one of them. It has put them in a glass bottle, and he's shaking it real well, and he'll announce the term of office for the name as he calls them out. So go ahead, Jaime.
Thank you, Chairman. Calling out for Mr. Jose Hinojosa, Agricultural Interest. Term for Mr. Hinojosa. You got the lucky one, Mr. Hinojosa, 5 years. And for the long haul, sir.
Therefore,
For Chairman Garza. If you can see.
I'll take one.
Here you go,
Oh
Chairman.
my God.
Yes, sir. For Mr. Daniel Lucio, I know he's not available, but we still have to pick for Mr. Lucio. The Lucio got the 2 years, sir. 2 years
2
from,
years.
and again, these are all for the initial members only, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next is for Mr. Hudson Deoy, Environmental Interest. 5. For Commissioner Fuentes, Flood District. 2.
Okay.
For Mr. Joey Trevino. For Industries. 2 years. For Mr. Joe Khalifa, representing the public. 2 years. Mr. Caso, but for Ms. Haley, his proxy, representing small business. Is 5.
Whoop, whoop.
There you go, man. And Ms. Lambert. Representing
She's
one.
gonna get,
She's got the 2. So
thank you, Jaime.
these terms, chairman and committee members will become effective July 10th or 11th after the initial term ends of this year. All other members, voting members that are currently on after the initial, they'll be serving for a total of 5 years, sir.
Right. So the members that were not named have 5 terms, okay? If you send out an email with information to all the members, Jaime, I appreciate it, okay?
Yes, sir. I don't know if action needs to be taken as it was drawn, Chairman.
Oh, I guess we could take action and approve terms as pulled from the jar.
Perfect.
I make that motion
Second.
that we approve the terms as they were pulled.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations to everyone. Let's hope we live that long. But we'll go ahead and go to item number 7, which is discussion and update from the Texas Water Development Board. Megan?
Thank you, Commissioner. Hi, everyone. I don't have a lot today, just helpful tip that we sent out the flood planning May newsletter on May 31st. So you'll find a lot of helpful information in there. Some will be really helpful to y'all. Some will be more helpful for Jaime and Christina and your sponsor activities, but it's worth sort of checking out and scanning. Let us know if you have any questions. And that's really all I have. We're just moving on swimmingly today.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And any questions from anyone? Or
I move that we
Okay.
acknowledge.
thank you, sir. Second.
I'll second it. Hudson.
Moved and second that we acknowledge Megan's report. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. You're acknowledged, Megan.
I've never been in a motion
Item-
before. That's fun.
You are now, thanks to Mr. Estrada. You know, he knows Robert's Rules of Order. Okay, item number 8, approval and certification of administrative expense incurred by the group sponsor for the development of the regional flood plan. Jaime, what you got?
Nothing to certify this meeting, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
not add that. We'll proceed to item number 9, discussion and update by the technical consultant. I believe I heard her a little while ago. Christina,
I am on. Let me share my screen.
I may would allow her to do that. That would be appreciated.
Yes, sir, Chairman.
Do y'all see it?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, good. So good afternoon. I'm so glad to be with y'all. We have a lot to cover, so I'm going to advance this forward. Okay, so yeah, we have 3 short agenda items, but a lot of material and really a ton of FMXs to approve. So I'm going to just advance, and then after all of that, I'll go over the highlights of the amended plan and then ask for an approval to submit it subject to any final comments and revisions.
Thank you.
So new FMPs, and I'll remind you that we need models to receive, to be able to recommend an FMPs, and they need to have no impacts for the 100 years. So we've done all the analysis for these new FMPs that have been presented. So we have one from Cameron County, that's the Olmito Townsite Flood Mitigation Project. There's different flood types. If it's infrastructure, that's going to include anything from storm drain pipes, ditch widening, combinations of retention ponds and ditch widening. So that's what infrastructure. You also have one flood early warning system from Cameron County Drainage District number 5, and 3 from Los Fresnos. And these 3 for the city of Los Fresnos are actually results of the Brownsville FIF Category 1 study that has been going on. So we're recommending approval of all of these FMPs. And those tally like close to 72 million. We also received these 7 from Cameron County Drainage District number 6. These are all part of their master drainage plan, and they provided models that we're able to review. We're recommending all of these are ditch widening and storm improvements, culvert improvements on top of regional detention pond. So these are summing to a total of about 30 million. New FMPs for approval, City of Brownsville. These all are a result of the Category 1 FIF study that's been ongoing. These 9 projects are over 400, they're close to 400 million in improvements. Let me advance it. And then City of Harlingen. City of Harlingen is also has an ongoing FIF study. So these are the projects that have been approved thus far. So there will be more in the future from the City of Harlingen, but they were able to submit 9 models. Most of them are detention ponds that they're recommending. And this is what you see here is about 270 million. Also asking for approvals of FMPs for the City of Edinburgh. All of these are names of their major systems. So a lot of these are culvert improvements and storm drainage improvements for different areas of the city. This tally, we're recommending approval of these FMPs for a total of 140.5 million. For the cities of Far, Alton, we're recommending these FMPs. The ones for Far and Alton were not recommended previously, but we have since gone through and reevaluating them. There were critical facilities and evacuation paths that were impacted. And so we're recommending these for approval, and Laredo is able to get us this project. There's Sakata Creek channel improvements. We're recommending approval of all of these FMPs for a total of 8.4 million. City of Eagle Pass, these were some that we reevaluated, and we're recommending approval of these total of, let me see, 1.8 million. And the City of McAllen, they currently have a master drainage study. It's not similar to an FIF, but it's not funded through the Water Development Board FIF program. They were able to submit, I believe it was 8 projects for a total of 144.6 million. Most of these are in their newly annexed area to the north. Hidalgo County Drainage District, we have a total of 9 projects on this page, and then there's more on the next. These are all improvements, mostly along their major outfall ditches. There's also some in the Delta area. This regional detention has the water benefits that we had talked about before, and we're recommending approval for all of these. I think the total here is about 467. Well, it doesn't look right. 46 million.
No, it's got to be more than 46.
It has to be more than 46, right?
Yeah.
Here we have more from the Hidalgo County Drainage District and one from Hidalgo County Precinct 1, where they're proposing 3 floodway pumps or 2 floodway pumps in Precinct 1. We actually went through these. This is a repeat of the Alton and Eagle Pass. So I apologize for that. These are reevaluated for City of Wesco. Recommending approval of these, what are they, 3, 6, 8 projects. I apologize for going through. There are several. I mean, we're still in the FMPs. Reevaluated FMPs for approval from Hidalgo County Precinct 4. Again, these we looked at them. A lot of them were for lower lower level of service storms, but they
May I ask whoever
addressed.
How many months are we in?
Whoever's got there,
Mr. Rosales, I think you need to put you on mute, sir.
please.
Mr. Rosales, I
Thank
believe
you.
you put your, thank you, sir. Just a reminder to please have your mics on mute, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And these were again, previously not recommended, most of them because they were addressing storms that were less than 100 and the 1% annual chance rain event. We did evaluate them for the 1% annual chance event, no negative impacts, and they did clear up. There were either impacting critical facilities or evacuation routes, which were goals for the region. So we're recommending approval of these, which were previously not recommended. And then these are projects that we're not recommending for approval because there are still, so they're on the FME list, but there's still some negative impacts that need to be evaluated. I believe two of these from the two Stewart projects were not recommended for Alton because they did not support them. They're not moving forward with those. And then these three for FAR were parts of a bigger project that we're already recommending. So I think it was just the Glasscock one that had negative impacts that still need to be evaluated. So it's included as an FME or persists as an FME. Okay, so those are all the FMPs that we're recommending approval, or in the last case, the last slide, not approval of. And we have a lot of FMEs for approval.
One quick question, Christina, on the FMPs that you presented.
Yes, sir.
You showed us a whole list of what was recommended and a whole list of what was not recommended, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay.
There's only
Okay,
one
thank you.
slide where they're not recommended.
Yeah. Okay. Go with the FME. That's fine.
Yeah, and the one is going to persist as an FME.
Okay.
It was already in our FME list. So now these are FMEs. So these we do not have models for. In some cases there were models, but they did not mitigate to the level. They were not mitigating negative impacts, or but really that was it. That was the reason why we didn't recommend some that actually had models attached to them. So these.
Let me ask a question. On the FMPs, how do you feel that we balanced out the needs of the smaller communities versus the bigger communities like Brownsville, Edinburgh? Were we able to help them out? I think Cameron County Drainage District 6 helped with some of that, addressing some of the smaller communities and their needs. I'm hoping that we were able to provide resources to the smaller communities as well as our larger neighbors.
So we didn't start any models from scratch. All of these, we did, reevaluate some. And we did work with some communities to clarify, there were these impacts, and then they would propose something downstream, and we would reevaluate them for that. But I think the larger master plans that were done, like for Hidalgo County Drainage District, for Cameron County Drainage District 6, for Brownsville. Well, actually, all of these studies, and we really were looking at the regional effects, right? Because they're watershed based. So I don't know that they specifically were targeting the smaller communities, but we really needed to leverage the existing models that were out there for the sake of time that we had. Mr. Hinojosa.
Well, I really appreciate the list being extensive as it is, considering the first
that we had
round.
two before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that'll provide a good template to move forward with assistance to the smaller communities as we develop this program. And I guess I'll just leave it at that as well.
And I think what's going to be most helpful for communities that don't have any studies are the FMEs that are being proposed, Mr. Hinosa, because this is what is showing the needs of studies that need to be done. And that's going to be your first step in actually being able to propose a project in the future.
But I think, I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong, but the FMPs, you don't do the study, half doesn't do the study. You know, the individual community do their model and their study, present it to you and you evaluate it, and then it's either included or not included, right?
Yeah, that's what we did. That was how we were
and we
approved.
encouraged all our communities to present and give you as much as they had available to move up into the plan, which I think that, you know, considering the timelines and all of on FMPs, you know, we've done a great job so far.
Yeah, for most of these, we did have to develop, you know, the cost estimates and then do all the BCA evaluations and the no negative impacts to make sure that they met the Water Development Board's requirements. So there is a lot of effort behind each of these projects that is being proposed.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess the point being that the smaller communities just don't have the resources to develop these initial studies. And I guess that's something we'll have to address as we move forward. But understandably, we have to work with what's available and the plans that were in existence. So we have to take advantage of that to springboard our efforts along this effort for flood control. But hopefully, like I said, through this process, we'll develop a plan to include the smaller communities that don't necessarily have the resources to jumpstart their program, but now they'll have a working template to do that moving forward.
Correct.
I do want to say that I think HAF did an impeccable job in reaching out to small communities and helping out, and even some of the larger districts that needed some expertise. HAF was very resourceful, so I just want to thank them for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I, you know, I mean, at the end of the game, folks, you got to have some skin in the game with the process. You know, it's not going to fall from the sky and onto your lap so you can get your project done. You know, it's not a matter of how poor you are or how small you are. It's a matter of how good of a project identified that you developed a model for that can be evaluated and either included or not included. It's that simple. So, you know, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Right. Well, and I think the FMEs that we're going to approve or hopefully approve today, you know, really is going to lay the foundation. You know, by just getting into the flood plan, they can apply for state funding to be able to do these needed studies in the future.
Well, certainly it's a successful program will, you know, encourage the smaller communities to do what they have to do. So once again, as you say, Commissioner, get this skin in the game.
Let's see the FMEs, and I think that'll give everybody a little more of a comfort zone.
Right.
Hey, Christine.
Okay, so as far as new FMEs, we do have a ton. I mean, we've been adding several in the past meetings, and so this is just a balance. You can see just from our ID number, we're over 400 FMEs. So we're adding 4 for Bayview Irrigation District. And these include a pump station, detention facility, outfall expansion, and gate upgrades. So recommending approval of those 4 for Bayview Irrigation District 11. This is one of the irrigation districts with flood control authority. For Cameron County, we're recommending approval of these projects. These are mostly areas where they're identified as having needs, you know, that are needing study. So Chula Vista, Eurasian, Reba, Base Lake drainage. I mean, you can read them all here. And then there's some ditch that need to be improved. So we're recommending approval of all of these studies. The list continues. We have West Bayview drainage improvements, FM 1847 roadside ditch and drainage improvements, West Bayview drainage improvements phase 4. Several different projects. I'm trying to go through because we probably have like, I don't know, 30 more slides to go through.
What I would do is I would just the slide up, give us a few seconds to look at it and keep going. Okay.
Okay, so we have these for Cameron County. They're all needed studies that were identified. This is another list of projects. More for Cameron County Drainage District number 1 and for number 4. Detention ponds, lateral improvements, Resaca's improvements, crossings. These 6 for Cameron County Drainage District number 3. And if they're identified as preliminary engineering, that's because they have done some studies, but not to the level that we need to approve them. If it's engineering infrastructure, those are just areas that have been identified because they're low areas. These for Cameron County Drainage District number 5. 4, 5, and then we have 5 more for Cameron County Drainage District number 6. And these are because they don't have the models yet done, so we can do the analysis that we need for them. These for the cities of Alamo, Alton, and Brownsville. And these are just identified low areas or areas with needs. These for the cities of Del Rio, Donna, and Ed Couch. We have all of these for the city of Edinburgh. These remained on this list because we still needed to, we needed the models for these. All of these identified in their master drainage study. In Harlingen, these are the ones that they were not able to get to. More. Yeah, Harlingen had like 3 slides. 4. These for the cities of Hidalgo, Indian Lake, La Jolla, La Villa, and Laguna Vista. And we had more from the cities of Los Fresnos, Los Indios, Lyford, McAllen, and Mercedes. And then City of Mission had provided a model, but we were not able to do anything with it because we're still missing a lot of information. So we were not able to do the analysis. So there are several for the City of Mission. So keeping these on the FME list, but these should be able to be evaluated once they're able to provide that information or update their model. And I forgot there's like 37 of these. So several for the city of Mission. And then we had 3 for the city of Palmview and 3 for the city of Bonitas. And we had 2 added for the city of FAR that weren't previously on a list. 2 for the city of Primera and 2 for the city of Rancho Viejo. So there's a lot of outreach that was done. Let me see. 4 for the city of Rio Hondo and 4 for San Benito. We had 2 for the city of San Juan, 3 for San Perlita, and 3 for Santa Rosa. And for the city of South Padre, there were 4 identified and 3 for Donna Irrigation District. Donna Irrigation District is one of those irrigation districts that does have flood control authority. We have 2 for Engelman Irrigation District, 4 for Harlingen Irrigation District number 1, and then 2 for Hidalgo and Cameron County's Irrigation District number 9. So new FMEs for Hidalgo, there's 1, and this was the Colonia study that was done. The models were too old and can be updated. And then several for Hidalgo County Drainage District number 1. There's another page for Hidalgo County Drainage District number 1. And then several for Hidalgo County. And new FMEs for La Feria Irrigation District, Starr County and Starr County Drainage District, and Sullivan City. We had received several for Webb County Drainage District number 1. And others for 2 for Webb County and several for Willisey County Drainage District number 1. More FME approvals for Willisey County. And then, so these were reevaluated new FMEs for approval. Okay, yes, so those we had previously not recommended them because we needed more information. So these are the ones that we went back to and got some follow-up information. So now we're recommending that these be approved. So changing the no's on the recommendation tables to yeses. So there are 4 for City of Brownsville, 2 for Laredo, 1 for Wesco, and 1 for Hidalgo. And then several for the City of Del Rio. These initially were not recommended because we had nothing but names. So now these, we have locations, and so we're recommending approval.
Okay,
And yeah, there's several for Del Rio. Hidalgo County Drainage District number 1, we had a few projects that we're now recommending, as well as some for Laguna Vista and Los Fresnos. So these were not recommended for approval. And all of these are because they were elevated to FMPs. So all of these were previously approved, but now we're elevating them to FMPs. And so we can't recommend them on the FME list. So all of these are the ones that were promoted.
okay.
Yeah, so all of these you saw before.
Yeah, as long as we have them on the FMPs.
Yeah, all of those we had to be able to evaluate them for task 12. You know, we had approved them first as FMEs when we took them in, and then we reevaluated them. So FMSs for approval, these are all the strategies. We have these for Cameron County Drainage District 5 and number 1, City of Ed Couch, Indian Lake, Laguna Vista, Progreso, and South Padre Island. And so all of these strategies are usually plans to be able to come up with funding strategies or develop a program to be able to do outreach or education. That's what most of the FMSs are. Also FMSs for Starr County, Williston County Drainage District number 1, and both of those were for number 1. Okay, so those were all the FMXs that we're recommending for approval. And so we're at slide 69, so we went through a ton. I don't know, I think we need to take a formal action to approve the recommendations.
Yeah,
I don't know
on
if
the
anyone had
FMP,
questions.
Christina.
Yes, sir.
We need formal action on the FMPs, FMEs, and FMSs.
Yes, sir.
You will be providing this to everyone, this PowerPoint, right?
Yes, sir. It's uploaded. It's on the Region 15.
It's already uploaded, okay.
Yeah, it's on the Region 15 website. But I can also email it to the
Is there,
group.
yeah, I think you can email it, it'd be easier for everyone. At this point, I'll entertain a motion in a second, and then if there's any discussion, we can have questions. So is there a motion?
Is this appropriate? I make the motion to approve as recommended.
Is it second?
I'll second it. This is Joe.
Okay. It's open for questions and discussions. If there is none, all those in favor of approving this, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes. And, I just want to thank you for putting this together. I want to thank the people that did a lot of outreach, was the rates group that went out there and did a lot of work to give you a lot of work. You got through all this, and the time that you did is pretty incredible. But we've had many different communities otherwise would have never turned in that they really need in their community. We're able to do some groups that are very new, such as Cameron County Drainage District number 6 is an example that, you know, they're a group, it's a poor area, but at the same time, it seems like, you know, they developed a lot of great projects potential for their area. Folks like Hidalgo County Drainage District, and you do a wonderful job of the needs of the county, and I really appreciate it. Check out the Starr County and Willis County and Webb County, some of those other communities, you know, is very much appreciated. And I know that that Half did a great job, Rates did a great job. There were a lot of students that were working on some of these things that did a lot of outreach. And I just want to thank everyone for where we're at today on this.
I second that. The outreach was really good. I do want to just raise the awareness that there are FIF studies that are still ongoing, and so there will be more FMPs and FMEs that are going to be proposed probably in the next several months. So efforts are ongoing.
Yeah, thank you. So go ahead, Sonia.
Kristen, I'm just curious if you have a total of FMEs, FMPs for project costs. I didn't.
I do. So it's in the next section when we go through the highlights of the amended plan. I'll let y'all know.
Okay.
The tallies of
We'll
these.
go on B. Yeah, we'll get to B now. The review of the amendment plan, Christina, if you would please.
Right.
Go there.
And so I know
and that's not, before you go on, I did not mean to cut you off, Sonia. I just know that there's more information coming.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Sonia. So we received, and this is probably not a comprehensive list, but we received a lot of information that we've been using to update. You know, I think we touched all the chapters except 8. And so, you know, we went back and we added ongoing projects. We clarified definitions, cleaned up typos, addressed all the level 2 comments that we had still like punted off from the first round from our final plan that was submitted. And, you know, and we're reflecting all these changes that we just approved for the FMXs. In chapter 4 is where you see like the biggest change, where we did the assessment identification. That's where we have highlighted and improved or added a bunch of FMXs. I think we did add a couple of categories of FMPs, right? Because we only had 2 projects that were recommended before. And so I think we went from 3 different types to 5. And so here's your summary. So for the FMEs that we recommended in the original ones, we had identified 133 and recommended 95 for a total of 57 million. So this is what, you know, we submitted as a final. And so we went from 95 recommended FMEs at 57 million to 379 FMEs for a total of 180 million. But we went through 428, and this is a little deceiving because a lot of those are FMPs now. But I mean, that's a huge increase. And for FMPs, this is where we saw the biggest change. You know, before we had only recommended 2 because we're being very strict as far as, you know, meeting the requirements. So we go from these 2 projects valuing 13.7 million to recommending 99 projects for a total of $1.1 billion. So huge increase for our region. There's so many. So if this changes, it's because we went back and just made sure our math was correct again before it gets submitted. But yeah, over $1 million in projects, and most of them in the infrastructure, a lot of widening of ditches and culvert improvements. And for FMSs, in the original plan, we had 51 FMSs approved at a total of 4.1 million. And so we added 15, and we really went through the cost of these again for a total of 6. We're recommending 66 for a total of 46.5 million. So all in all, I don't, what are we at 1.2, 3? I don't know, close to, it's over 1.3 billion for our region. So I think that better reflects our needs in the region.
Very much so. I think that it truly identifies, the needs that exist, what are the things that we need to plan for moving forward, and in making sure that all of the project types are identified so that there's a little roadmap and opportunity in the future of moving them forward. On the review of this particular, we don't need to take action, or do we need to take action on the review of the plan?
I don't think of the review, but you do need the last agenda item is approval to submit it, subject to any comments or changes.
Yeah. I think that just for the record, I would like to on the review of the amended plan, just take a vote and make sure that everybody is on board with what you presented, and we recorded, we all agree and move on with it to the submittal point. So what I would like to do is entertain a motion to acknowledge and approve the amended plan from someone.
So moved.
I second.
Sonia? Seconded. Thank you. Any comments or questions on the
My only
amended
comment
plan?
is that they should start with that slide first. That was an incredible leap. But no, wonderful work. Glad to hear it.
Thank you.
I'm concerned about needing to abstain because of my role with CCD6, but there are plenty of other people here to carry it.
Yes, not a problem. We can appreciate that. All those in favor, say aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. Thank you. Item number 10 is requesting approval to submit the amended regional flood plan, subject to final comments and any revisions that might come up. And that I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second. Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We approve the amended plan to be submitted with final comments and revisions. Item number 11 is general public comments. Jaime, do we have anyone that has submitted a request for?
Not at this time, Chairman.
Okay, thank you. I do have a comment that I went to this group. It's been a long 2 years. It's a very interesting process for many of us, some of us don't know as much as others on the needs of what we have or the definitions, even how to apply projects, So it's been a great learning process. I really appreciate the sponsors' efforts in keeping us together. I appreciate all of the members very much for all the work and time they've dedicated to get this. Appreciate Half and Associates for the work that they have done, for listening to us when we thought that we were not doing enough. I want to especially appreciate the Water Development Board because they saw the need for a little bit more investment on their part to be able to get us to where we are today with this amended plan that more reflects what we need done in this region. And, you know, I can't say enough about the whole group in making sure that we get to where we are today and move forward. Megan, I do want to ask you in regards to meetings moving forward, is there something that we need to look to do July or not for a meeting? You know, I know many public entities do not have meetings in July, and I want to make sure that we don't overburden our folks with meetings that are not required and needed. So any comments, Megan?
Sure, yes, and your timing is good because I had bookmarked this to insert at the end. And Jaime, please weigh in as you see appropriate too. Nothing specific for July, Commissioner, but what I would recommend to keep on your radar and to talk with Jaime about moving forward in the next couple months is y'all really should have your planning group sponsor selected for the second planning cycle by October at the latest. So Jaime, whatever you need to do internally with the district to have internal conversations, put that on the agenda for a meeting. The whole group here needs to vote to select your sponsor. And after that, so that needs to be done by October at the latest. And then either simultaneously or after that, you need to also approve for the planning group sponsor to go out and procure for the technical consultant for the planning cycle. So to answer your question, nothing specific for July, but by an October meeting at the very latest, you need to have done that.
Okay. And if anything comes up, of course, we're all available and willing. But the idea of not overburdening on minutia stuff,
right?
Is necessary.
And
so we will not announce a meeting per se today, but we can say September or October. Preferably mid-September time-ish. I think that you can expect an email from us group saying it's time for us to meet and move forward on this so that we can do all the proper postings and make sure the procurement occurs timely and we don't have any hiccups along the way.
And Jaime, I would say that the only other minor thing is just keep in mind any administrative expenses you need to have certified needs to be done at a public meeting. So just however that folds in with payment requests, but
we'll start working on that.
Yeah.
Miss Megan, quick question.
Unless you don't want to get paid.
was strictly volunteer, sir. No, we're working on getting those numbers together, man. We'll present them hopefully by our next meeting, if not shortly after.
Okay. I only say that as long as you're okay with planning the meetings whenever you need them certified. That's all. I don't need anything from you. I just want to make sure you plan accordingly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
Is there a board meeting date of when our final plan will be accepted?
Yes, it is July. I should know this better. I think 25th, and I'm 99% confident, but only because I'm talking to all of you at once. Am I doubting myself? Let me check.
Do we need to be there?
July 25th. That is a date I just confirmed. You don't have to be there, but we're happy to have you all there because it's going to be a very nice milestone to be crossed. So we are going to be sending out a blast email to all of you with the information for joining that meeting. There will be a virtual option, so happy to have you there, but you by no means have to be there.
Thank you, Ms. Megan.
It's good to see eyeball to eyeball, not Zoom to Zoom.
It's nice. Yeah, it'd be fun to see y'all there. I will be there in person.
And we'll send information to the board, and if anyone wishes to attend, invite them to do so in a physical way or a virtual way. So
we'll send that out, Chairman.
I guess the only other thing we have left is adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And happy July 4th, folks.
Thank you,
Stay
everybody.
safe.
Thank you all. Y'all be safe.
Bye-bye.
You guys, thank you.
Yes, sir.